You're looking for an advisory board champion? We've got one for you. His name's Paul Bryant. He's a partner at Plant Moran, and he's the chairman of the Academy of Finance Advisory Board at Golightly Career and Technical Center in Detroit. He's been on our board for 10 years. He's been chair for 5, and he's touched almost every aspect. His passion and his energy for our program are unmatched. But don't take my word for it.
Paul is a phenomenal board member. Not only the member, he chairs that particular committee. And what I love about Paul is that he is always the leader. He's always out front.
He's driven to help the students in the city of Detroit. He's driven to make a difference, and that really permeates everything he does with the students and with the program. I think he just wants to make a better world. He has 2 young children, and I think he's driven to make it a better world for them. And he's doing it, he's starting to do that through our students.
My experience with him is that he's not only the chair of the board, but he's also very involved with the Academy of Finance. The students, how he relates his work with the activities at the school, as well as, how he works with the mentors. So I think he's more than a chair.
Paul is always open to suggestion. He's even-tempered. He's the type of person he will ask, what is it you want me to do? You tell him what you need, he'll say, oh, I can do that. That's no big deal. I've never met a young man that has the type of tireless energy and dedication that Paul Bryant has.
I can email Paul at 11 o'clock at night and he's still on the computer. Now what in the world he's doing, I don't know, but it's always a benefit to the Academy of Finance.
Over the years have just given a broad base of things that I think are very unique and that I don't see from a lot of other board members.
Paul is a collaborator. We have 3 National Academy programs here at Golightly. Paul has been instrumental in bringing all of those Academy board members and students together. They are truly the leaders of our building, and they're so impressive that our other programs are following their lead. Most of this has happened because of Paul.
When I have a problem, maybe getting a placement for a student, maybe somebody cancels at the last minute for job shadowing, pretty much all across the spectrum, I can get a hold of Paul, and Paul says, Joe, I'll take care of it, and he takes care of it.
I just appreciate Paul's the longevity with the Academy of Finance. I know many times when you work on a certain project or work with a certain entity over a course of time, you run out of energy. I don't see that in Paul.
His efforts have been very interpersonal and have led to success year after year in the students that he's mentored. He's brought them in very personal ways into being almost like members of his family in a certain sense. We've had multiple years, continuous years of people who he mentored who've gone on to positive things in college and beyond.
I was on the advisory board as a student during my time in the Academy of Finance. And one thing that I always noticed about Paul was his tone. It was always very, very professional and very welcoming of others' input. He never got angry or erratic, or you never felt that he was forcing you to believe whatever he was saying. He always took an open approach, and that's something that followed me into other experience when I got to lead my own organizations in college.
Just want to make sure everyone checks in with their mentees and keeping track. We have seniors that should be deciding where they're going to go and filling out scholarship opportunities. Please make sure they continue to do that and hit deadlines. We are in the month of March, and time is continuously to wind down whether they agree with that fact or not. So please stay on them to move forward with that.
Having Mr. Bryant as a mentor is helping me because he's a partner. He has been telling me about his career and what it takes to become a partner. And it's kind of helping me decide, am I willing to do those things to become or take on those leadership positions.
We had lunch and he talked about HBCUs and how everyone is different, so everyone has a different college fit.
I remember one situation where there was a young lady he was mentoring and coaching, and she didn't have clothes, an inappropriate outfit for her job interview. And Paul purchased her outfit for the job interview. Had it not been for him getting her a suit, that she would not really represent herself well during this interview, which means she would perhaps not get the job.
One thing that is very important to me that I'll remember for the rest of my life and appreciate is that Paul Bryant introduced me to the world of public accounting. He allowed me to do 2 internships at Plant Moran, which then allowed me to do internships at other companies in public accounting, but that experience was so crucial, and it really developed me and helped me get really good insight into the world of public accounting, and that's the career path that I've chosen. I think it's gone above and beyond, especially for me, but for the Academy as well.
He's a really great mentor. We email each other a lot. I visited him at his job and saw what he does and what other accountants do. He's just really great overall. He's given me a lot of great advice about college and how to narrow my choices down. I talked to students before that have graduated, and they said that they talked to their mentor, but it wasn't on the level that me and my mentor are on.
We had a young lady a couple of years ago whose parents had passed away, and Paul ended up as her mentor and found out what was going on and really kind of connected with her sister and worked with her, provided her an internship, gave her a lot of career guidance, college guidance, well beyond what we would ever ask for one of our mentors. And just did some extraordinary things with this young lady. It was really inspiring to watch. And you know, the young lady's in college, very successful at this point, and that's kind of just Paul. Paul sees a need and just fills it.
One of our students, Sean, Paul offered him an opportunity to work as an intern at the company. And it was wonderful because Sean needed that extra nurturing, and Paul was able to give that to him.
He's always busy talking with the students, whether they are his mentors or not. He keeps up communication with the students who have graduated and moved on from this program. Most times if I want to know about one of my students, I'll just ask Paul, and he'll know right away.
It's a passion of his, and it's real easy for him, but again, you can't imagine, he can't imagine the impact that he's had on the kids at the Academy of Finance.
He is a product of the community, and he gives back continuously over and over. And Paul is a prime example of the community coming together with internships, with job shadowing, with opportunities for our students to just gain more knowledge about not only the Academy of Finance in that particular craft, but just in general, just being a good person, which Paul is.